Hey everybody, Mike Naso here from podweather.com and IPR365.com with a special video podcast on dangerous Hurricane Ike. And there is the Gulf of Mexico satellite, and obviously extremely large and very potent Hurricane Ike barreling right there towards the upper Texas coast. Much more symmetric, still fanning and spiking out. Still a strengthening hurricane. You know, usually we see them leveling off or weakening as they're hitting the coastline. This one, at least right now, appears to be trying to strengthen more. Let's get the latest now as of 10 p.m. Central, 11 p.m. Eastern from the National Hurricane Center. It was at 28.6 north, 94.4 west. Winds were 110 miles per hour, so it's 1 mile per hour away from becoming a major hurricane, a Category 3. Gusting to 130 miles per hour. It's moving northwest at 11-12 miles per hour. Kind of been wobbling a bit, kind of teetering, hesitating. 952 millibars. That pressure's been for a good day or so in the 950s. And again, it's going to hit land probably right near Galveston. It could be a little bit further to the south near, say, Freeport, or a little bit further to the north near the area, say, High Island. Either way, Galveston, Houston as a powerful hurricane sometime near sunrise, and then as it moves on up it should weaken, and then by Sunday morning it'll be over Missouri. By Sunday evening it'll be over Indiana and Ohio, accelerating quickly and getting out of here. But as of now, it is a very dangerous system, and that is why we have those hurricane warnings out from Louisiana all the way over to Texas, tropical storm warnings out from really the Mississippi, Alabama area all the way down to South Texas, because the wind field of this system is so massively large. You can see tropical storm force winds, hurricane force winds are now impacting areas of Texas and western Louisiana, Cameron, Louisiana, Port Arthur, Texas. Houston is going to be impacted by these winds, and these could be very, very damaging in those regions of the coastline. Taking a look at the latest infrared satellite imagery, look at this close-up of the hurricane. Look at how those cold cloud tops, these grays here, really expand. It's coming to life right as it's hitting the coastline, which means that those strong winds are going to be bursting down. When the hurricane's weakening, you're getting those winds lifting off the ground. There's not as much force. Well, if they're strengthening or holding their own, those winds are coming down in force. Look at how large this cloud shield is, and the eye, again, is right here heading directly towards the Galveston, Texas area with a very significant impact. And as the Hurricane Center notes, and there's the unenhanced version of it, very, very impressive looking storm. As the Hurricane Center mentioned, there are winds at higher elevations, even 100 feet or so up, of Category 4 intensity, nearing Category 4 strength. So in any high-rise buildings, you could get winds even a category stronger than what the actual impact of the hurricane is. So again, looking at that satellite imagery, Hurricane Ike making that fast approach on the Texas coastline as a very dangerous Category 2, borderline Category 3 hurricane, and with 6 hours or so until landfall, it is quite possible it will become a major hurricane. And if it does hit as a major hurricane, it'll be the first major hurricane to hit our country since Wilma hit Florida in October of '05. I know it seems like we're under this constant attack from major hurricanes, but it has been 3 years, and typically we get 1 or 2 every 3 years. There's the radar out of Houston, and again, look at the end there, kind of a little pyramid-shaped eye here. This is kind of like a baseball field diamond in here, but regardless, is going to be continuing to organize as it comes in. We do have this little slot here. It looks like some dry air. It is a ragged Category 2-3 hurricane right on the edge of that, but nevertheless, that means that the wind field is very large, so this is all pushing to the coast, and you're going to have that onshore flow, and that's going to cause a lot of problems. Now, where is it going to cause the problems? Sabine Pass, High Island, Texas City, Galveston, Freeport, Jamaica Beach down here. All these areas are just going to be inundated, and they are right now. Galveston, you got 9 to 12 feet of water on you now, and the eye is still a good deal off. Once these bands get progressively stronger, that water is going to shoot up there, and it's going to be very, very significant. Again, Ike is a long-track classic hurricane. It formed on the 1st as a depression off Africa, became a tropical storm, and then on the 3rd became a hurricane, and on the 3rd and 4th went from a Cat 1 to a 4 right away, and it was a long-track Category 3-4 hurricane all the way until it smacked the Turks, Caicos, Bahamas, Cuba, and then it weakened, and it's never been able to get to major hurricane, thankfully, but that allowed it to remain spread out and large, which is why we're getting such a storm surge along the Texas coastline. Again, it should come in and out, but clearly a classic example of the high pressure that was built in across the Atlantic to keep this system moving towards land. To think that at one point we had a Cat 4 hurricane way out here and it's ending up in Texas, that is quite a strong high pressure area. The impacts of Hurricane Ike are going to be very significant. Landfall early Saturday morning before or around sunrise. It could be as early as 2, 3 in the morning. It could be as late as 6, 7. Sometime, 1, 2 to 5 a.m., somewhere in there. Expected to strike the upper Texas coast, generally near Galveston, but as I mentioned, Freeport, Jamaica Beach, High Island, you guys could all be the exact pinpointed landfall, but the hurricane's so huge, you can't focus on the center. Winds could be sustained near 100 to 130 miles per hour with higher gusts. I say that because right now it's 110. Who knows if it would slacken off a bit or if it strengthens a little bit more into a Category 3. Either way, 100, 130, very, very nasty winds with higher gusts. Here's the key. Storm surge flooding of up to 20 feet near and east or to the right of where that center makes landfall, with the potential for 25 plus feet at the heads of bays. That means Galveston Bay, you could have 20 to 30 feet of storm surge coming in. Galveston has a seawall of 17 feet. Okay? It's not adding up. You could have over 10 feet overwashing that seawall. That seawall was not there in 1900 when the Cat 4 hurricane hit that killed 8 to 12,000. But it was there in 1915. We still lost hundreds of people in that hurricane, but the seawall did help protect the city a bit. It's been quite a long time since Galveston's got a hit like this, but there are these return periods to where these hurricanes do come back and hit, and that's Mother Nature for you. But the impacts of Hurricane Ike are very dangerous and far-reaching. It cannot be stressed enough. Again, there is the entire United States, and there's Hurricane Ike. Again, the trough coming in, and that is helping to back the ridge off, and that's why Hurricane Ike is being able to be drawn into the coastline, and then it'll be up and away and quickly get out of here. Very quickly, just jaunt on off, and we won't have to deal with it anymore, but we'll have to deal with the cleanup along the Texas coastline from this very dangerous storm. Stay tuned to IPR365.com. We have live coverage of Hurricane Ike all the way until after landfall. You could have it on your Winamp in the corner, listening in. Keep tuned to podweather.com for continuous video updates. I'll see you a little bit later as dangerous Hurricane Ike approaches.